Are you stuck trying to figure out how to create a digital menu board but can't seem to find any resource on how to create one? Then you're in the right place, because in this tutorial, I'll show you how to design, animate, and export your menu board in no time. Let's get started. Alrighty, so with Canva open, what we're gonna do is create a digital menu board for a vertical TV. So what we're gonna wanna do is go to create a new design and then go to custom dimensions. From here, we're gonna do 1080 by 1920. And this is standard high definition. If you have a larger TV that you want to have the menu board on, I believe this could still work. It might stretch it out, but if you have a specific, like a larger TV, then you would just have to adjust the aspect ratio. So we're gonna go and create new design. And that's going to open this nice long canvas here. So I already have an idea of what I want to create, and I've already uploaded some assets into Canva just to speed up the process. So I'm just gonna kind of go through the design process, and you can kind of see how easy it is to create something, animate something, and then export it. So let's just jump right in. So first things first, I want to do is add a square or a rectangle here, because I want to have a hero products, which is the main product. So what I'll do is come to elements and then just create a square. Something like that's cool. And then we'll just kind of adjust the size roughly to where we want it. That's fine. And then we'll come over here, and then I'll just choose this blue for now. You can come over here and just kind of drag this around and choose a color that you feel is best for your product or your product that you're I guess you're showing off. But for me, I'm just gonna just choose this light blue here. And then what I'll do now is I will add in some copy, because I want to have some copy here. And then for the sake of speed, I'm just going to copy what I have in a textbook. So here, I'm gonna come over here to text, and then I will add a heading. From here, we'll just kind of adjust it to where we want it. And then if you just click on one of the little circles and then hit shift and then drag, it'll just adjust the font size. And I'll just leave it like that for now. And I want to left justify it. So just come over here to this little guy, to the alignment tool, click on that, and it'll left justify. Click it again, center, right, and so on. So there goes that. And then what I'll do is I will open up that text, and I want this to be the main heading, and I'm going to copy and paste that in there for now. And I know that I want it a little bit bigger, so what I'll do is I'll just bump it up like that. And then what I will do is change the font. If I come over here, you can see that Canva has a whole bunch of cool fonts for us, but I think I'm going to go with this guy right here. Perfect. It's meant to be, and I think I might even bump it like that. Yeah, that could work underneath it. So I just hit enter or return, and it'll just drop that down. And I want the font size to be, let's go for 90. Come over here, you can change the font size. And then I'm going to adjust the spacing, because there's too much spacing from the top of this and the bottom of that. So if I come over here to this spacing here, I can kind of adjust the line height to where I want it to be. And I think let's do like one. One should be good enough. Yeah, that's fine. And then what I'll do is I'm going to make this font white, because I don't want it to black. So I don't want it black. I don't want it too black. I don't want it black. I will highlight the whole thing and then come over here and then just change the font color. Perfect. I'll even probably bump this down a little bit more. That's cool. And I know I want to have a subheading underneath that, so I'm going to click on the subheading section, and that'll just add a lighter font. I'm going to come back over here and then just copy this and then paste it. Command V is to paste, Command C is to copy. I don't know what it is on a PC, so figure that out. I'm pretty sure Canva has a resource out there for you, Windows people. And then we're just going to select it all, which is Command A, and then we'll just do left justify again. And I want this subhead to be 23 points. So I'll come over here, and then I don't see 23, but we can add it in manually. So just hit 23 on your keyboard, and then that will be in there. Nice. And then I want this to be also white. So I'll just click on that. And then I don't want it to be super bright, so I'll drop it down to like 75% opacity, and that'll make it a little bit less opaque, right? So that looks nice. I have to change the font color or the font. So if I come over here, just highlight it again, Canva should have the font saved up. So just click on that. Perfect. And then we're just going to make sure that it is aligned. You see that little guide. If I just hold on shift and then kind of click and drag, it'll just kind of snap to whatever the closest thing it is to. And then we're gonna move these elements together because I feel like it's a little bit too high. So I just click on one element, hit shift again, and then that'll kind of group them together, and then you can move them both. Something like that's fine. Perfect. So what I want to do now is add the product here. So to upload your own images, you would just come over here to upload, and then upload image, and then find the image you want to upload, and it'll just be saved into this this cloud version of your library, so you can access these files on any project you'd like in the future. So I will choose this product here, and then you just click on it. It'll be added to your canvas, and then I'm going to reduce the size. So make sure you click, grab the point first, and then hit shift, and then there you go. And then it should just kind of shrink down to size for you, and then just kind of eyeball it to where you'd like it. Something like that's fine. I'm gonna move this down a little bit more. And I feel like this is a little bit too blue now, so what I'll do is just come over here into the color picker and then just darken it up just a tad bit. That's fine, I guess. And then what I want to do is add some little peppermints falling in the background. So I've already uploaded these two, and what I'll do is just kind of add them in, click and drag, and then we're gonna pepper them in. Haha, peppermint, pepper, and over here, and then one more over here that's in focus. And then I'm just going to bump him up a little bit more. Something like that's cool. Make him a little bigger. And what I want him to be behind this cup of coffee. So I'm just gonna hit Command and then the left bracket, and then keep on heading it till it gets sent to the back. That's fine. Cool. And then I'll just add some out of focus ones just to kind of give it some depth. Copy and paste it is Command C. And then we'll just rotate it so it doesn't look so copy and paste. And maybe that one will be kind of falling in the front. That's fine. And then I'll copy and paste it again. Come over here, reduce the size, and then rotate it a little bit. And then maybe he's falling over here somewhere. Maybe behind it, yeah. And then I'm just gonna send him to the back, Command and then left bracket. And then he's been sent to the back. You know what, let's undo that. So you can come over here and then just hit undo. I just feel like he looks a little bit weird there. Maybe I can put him over here. Yeah, it's fine. Or maybe over here. No, yeah. Over here. I don't know. Let's put him right here. That's fine. Perfect. So we have the heading section completed with our product. Looks nice. Looks cool. So next up, what we're going to do is add in the other products. Like I said, I already had these uploaded, so I'm just gonna save some time and just plop them in there for you. Let's put him there, let's put him there, and then him there. I'm going to select them all and then shift drag so they all kind of are proportioned, something like that. And then what I'll do is just kind of make sure they're aligned with this font here, or this copy. Something like that, and then like that. And I know I'm gonna want a bottom section here, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna block that out right now, just so I can kind of see how to space these out here. So I'm gonna come over here to the elements again, and then click on the rectangle, and then just position him towards the bottom, and then we're gonna bring him down like this, and then drag him over like that, maybe a little bit bigger. Like that, perfect. And I know I'm gonna want this section to be red, So I'm gonna come over here to the colors, and I'm just gonna kind of pick a color that Canva already chose from one of these images. That's a really cool feature that Canva does. Once you upload an image to your library, it kind of extracts those colors so you can kind of, you know, utilize them in other projects or in this project, or it just kind of keeps everything consistent. It's cool. It's a cool feature. So I'm just gonna choose this red. I think it's a cool red. And then what I'm gonna do is kind of push these up more and then just adjust them so they're kind of evenly spaced, but I think they're a little bit too big, so I'm gonna select them all again and then click and drag to reduce their size. I think that's fine. Adjust this, adjust that. That's cool, like so. Perfect. And then what I'm gonna wanna do is kind of break them. I don't want there to be so much, you know, copy on top of copy, on top of copy, on top of copy. So I'm gonna use like a dividing line. So I'll come over here to the elements again and then just click on line. And then it's going to add that in. And then we're going to just kind of build him out. Something like that. Make sure he's within inside of the guides. And what I want to do is make him smaller. So right now, obviously, if I keep on expanding him out, he'll just keep on getting larger and larger. But I want him to be thin, so I'm just going to bring him in. Something like that is fine. And then we're going to zoom in, Command plus. Perfect. And then we're just going to drag this out here. Okay. And then we can kind of extend him out. And then to zoom out, Command minus, and then just expand him out. Command minus, expand him out to right there. Perfect. I don't want him to be red. I want him to be like a light gray. So I'm going to come over here to the colors and I'll choose maybe this light gray here. That's fine. Maybe he's not super light. So I'm going to come here to transparency and we'll drop him down to like 45% opacity. Now let's try 50. Remember, this is going to be viewed at a distance, so we want it to be visible, but just like a touch visible, not too visible. And I'm just going to adjust those guys. I'll bring them probably up more like that. That's fine. And then we're going to Command C, Command V, just copy and paste it. And then we're just going to eyeball it just to make sure they're kind of roughly the same size and spacing. Let's zoom out here. Okay. I'm going to adjust him just a little bit. Click and drag. That's fine. And then you can use your arrow keys left and right, up and down to nudge the image ever so slightly. And that works pretty good. And then bring him down a little bit. Perfect. And then what I'll do is just kind of fill this up with some copy. And then I'm going to come over here and then just kind of copy that right there. Paste them in. It's going to take on the font that I have been using. And I want this font to be, let's see. Let's try 28 points. That's cool. I'm happy with that. We'll bring them over here. And then we're just going to copy and paste them again. And then just adjust this. Actually, no, this is a little bit too small. Let's bump this to 43%. That's fine. That's much better. And then we'll make this guy the subheading or the sub copy or the body copy, if you will. We'll just change that to 20 points. That's better. Okay, cool. And then just click and drag. Perfect. And then I'm going to come here and just grab the description. Select it all, Command A, and then we're going to align left justify. And then we're gonna kind of build out the space a little bit because it's pretty tight. So just select the whole thing and then come into your line spacing and then just kind of bump it up a little bit. Let's try 1.30, should be fine. And then just kind of bring this in so it doesn't pass your guide, your little safe area. That's fine. Bring him in a little bit more so he's aligned. I think it's too close to the product, so what I'll do is just kind of push him over like this. And then let's bring the of to the next line. That looks better. And then we'll just bring him over like this. And then bring the space down a little bit more. Using the arrow keys, I'm going to nudge this to a space I'm happy with, and right there is cool. And then what we're gonna do is just kind of adjust this like so. And then I'm going to change the font color. Let's do like a light gray. Too light. Okay, so we'll go with the black, and then we'll just kind of adjust from there. So I'll just like this. Yeah, we'll just change the opacity. Go to the opacity, change it to, let's try 85. No, it's still too dark. Let's try 75. I'm happy with 75. Yes, we'll do that. And then for the same thing, 75, boom. And then for the sake of time, I'm just gonna copy and paste this and then adjust, whoops. Copy and paste. And then we're gonna bring him in, put him in position, and then do the same thing again for the next one. Whoops, I lost it. Command C, Command V, bring him down, and then you can grab him over here. There we go. And then make sure he's kind of in the same place. Caribou cooler, perfect. That looks pretty cool. I'm actually gonna select them all and then just adjust them. Just commanding, if I hit shift and then use the right or left nudge key, it'll nudge even more. If you just use the arrow keys by itself, it will just nudge like by 1 point. I'm not sure how much it nudges when you hit shift, maybe like 5 points. But yeah, we're just gonna kind of adjust that like so. Perfect. And then what I want to do here at the bottom is just kind of have a call out for some sort of product. Maybe it's like in this case, it's going to be a little gift box. So I already have that uploaded. I'm going to come over here, click on this gift box, click and drag like so. And then I'm going to adjust to my liking. Something like that's fine. And then we're going to do the same thing. We have some copy here and some body copy underneath it. And I'm going to do just that. So I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna copy this. Let's paste it in there. That's fine. And I want this copy to be white. So again, come over here to this A, text color, change it to white. And I want this to be 43 points. That's fine. And I want it to be left justified. Send some holiday magic. There we go, looks better like that. Make sure it's aligned. And then I'm just going to copy this because it's going to be roughly the same font underneath. So copy and paste, Command V. And then I'm just going to bring them into position. And that's going to be learn more inside. Copy and paste him. And again, for this, I want this to be white, but I don't want it to be completely white. So I'm going to change the opacity. Is that 75%? Ah, that's fine. We'll do that. That's okay. That looks fine. Okay. And then I'm going to copy, or I'm sorry, I'm going to grab these two and then just nudge underneath like so, just so it's kind of roughly centered. Perfect. That works. If you wanted to be nitpicky, you could, definitely keep it consistent with this section and this section to make sure like the line spacing is, consistent. That'll make it look a little bit more polished. But for this case, I just kind of want to show you that it is possible to create digital menu boards inside of Canva and pretty quick. So what I want this to do now is I want it to kind of cycle between this main menu and then the main product image again. So it'll be a completely new board, but you'll see what I'll do at the end. So what I'm gonna do now is add a new board. So click add, the plus right here is add. And I wanna copy this color. So I'm just gonna click on that, Command C, come over here, Command V, and then I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. And then I'm just gonna bring this all the way down. I'm gonna grab that coffee, Command V him in there. I'm gonna bump him up like so. That's cool. And then I'm just gonna take this copy here, Command C, Command V, And I want this to be centered, so I'm just gonna click on it. And I want it to be a little bigger, so I'm just gonna click and drag, and that'll bump everything up proportionally. Put him in the center like this. Maybe push down the coffee a little bit like that. Maybe a little bit more. Maybe more. That's fine. And then bring this down a little bit. Perfect. And then I'm just gonna kind of copy all these little peppermints. Command C, Command V. Oh, I copied some more font there. Okay, and then I'm just gonna kind of adjust these and bump these up, place them where I want them to be placed, roughly. Something like that is cool. Maybe this one's over here, just so they look like they're actively falling. And then maybe we'll just rotate this one, something like that. There you go. Probably even bump this up even more. Something like that. Bring them up a little bit. Okay. Bring them up. There we go. Something like that's cool. Maybe even just bring him out like this. Or just delete him in total. Yeah, it's fine. We'll just delete him. Adjust that one up. And what I want to do is kind of have a little price call out. So I want that to be in a circle. And if I'm going to do that, I'm going to come here to Elements, click on the circle section. It'll add a circle. I'm going to just roughly adjust him to where I want him to be. Something like that's cool. Maybe like right there. I don't want him to be red. I want him to be a little bit darker blue. So maybe even like this could work. Now adjust his color a little bit. So come over here and then just adjust to where you think it could possibly work. Yeah, that's fine. Cool. And I want to put in the price. So what I'll do is just copy this, Command C, and then bring him down in here. I'm going to zoom in because it's going to be a much smaller font. And I wanted to say starting at, and then I'm going to just click and drag and then just kind of adjust so it fits and looks fine. Command C, Command V to duplicate, bring it down. Oh, let's try it again. Command C, Command V, there we go. And then I want this to be the actual price. We'll just say it's gonna cost, I don't know, well, let's just say this cup of coffee costs $4.99. And then I want him to be the solid, so just come over here and then just change his transparency to from 75 to solid, which is 100%. And then we're gonna bump him up in size, shift and drag. That's fine, something like that, that's cool. And then we're gonna click the starting at and the price, hit that, shift, and then select to group them together, put that in the center, adjust accordingly. That's fine. And then we're gonna zoom out. That's cool. I mean, you can do a lot more with this, but for now, you get the gist. I'm gonna select the whole thing there and then just drag it down. To do that, just click and you'll get this little selecting box. It'll select anything that's going over, and then you can kind of just drag just so it looks fine. I'll probably even bump it up a little bit, just a little bit more. That's fine, that works for me. Okay, cool. So we have this main one and we have this secondary promo, which is kind of just reiterating what this is. So I wanted to cycle through all these, but I want it to be a consistent loop. So what I'll do now is come over here and I'm going to duplicate this main section. And then I'm going to make sure he is the third screen. So just move him down. You can move these up and down accordingly just by using these little arrows. So there we go, he is down in the middle. So we have all of our screens in place. Now it's time to add a little bit of pizzazz. So come back to the first one over here. Perfect, now we're gonna go to animate. And I know I want this to kind of maybe rise. Yeah, we'll do rise. And what's gonna happen is Canva is going to animate all of these elements to make a really nice transition, a really nice animation, and it'll kind of cycle through them seamlessly. So if I just click on rise, beautiful. That works awesome. And I want this screen to be visible for, in this case, we'll just do 10 seconds. But I guess in reality, when you have this in your restaurant, you would want it to be a little bit longer. So I think the max you can do is 30 seconds per screen. Maybe 20 seconds would be good enough, or even 30. It's up to you. So for this, we'll just do 10. Click on that. Come to this one. And then we'll do the same thing. We'll do rise and then make sure it's 10 seconds. Done. And then the same for this one. Rise, 10 seconds. Done. Perfect, perfect. And now what we just did is essentially just created a seamless loop that, you know, once it's completed the whole 30 seconds, you can then just tell your TV, or I don't know, if you have it on like a USB, most TVs have USBs, you can, you know, just automatically tell it to continue to loop that forever. So you don't really need a really fancy, you know, menu system, although that is, you know, maybe a goal you want to reach, but this is a good solution for now, and it's free. And there you have it. Thank you so much for joining me today here on Under Budget Marketing Design, a channel devoted to understaffed marketers, small business owners, and do-it-yourselfers. If you got some sort of value out of this video, please like and subscribe, as that is much appreciated. Thank you again, and I'll see you in the next episode of, I almost had that. That was almost perfect, guys.